Hi, guys, and welcome. Robin, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Guys, we are live today with Dr. Robin Robinett. She is a veterinarian, a chiropractor, and a rehab certified practitioner, and an acupuncture certified. I don't know why I just did that because I want you to introduce yourself, Dr. Robin, but I'm really excited to have her with us today. We are going to be talking about the Masterson Method and how we can and really should be using these techniques within canine rehabilitation. Now, the Masterson Method's been around for a long time, primarily in the equine side. And I have a friend who does it with dogs. So she's a veterinary physiotherapist, and she started just implementing the techniques on canines, and she was so excited about it. And so I'm really excited to see that becoming more and more of a thing. You guys have a book out on it. All right. So to everyone joining us live, it is so good to have you. We're celebrating our birthday this month with the Masterson Method. And Dr. Robin has presented a webinar for our community for free. I will tell you more about that in a few minutes. So Dr. Robin, will you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and your journey, your many certifications, and why you became involved in the Masterson Method.
Okay, I'm Robin Robinett. I'm a veterinarian. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I practiced general medicine, mixed animal medicine for quite a while, and then I had my horse clients. Is how I got into chiropractic. My horse clients would use someone who said they knew chiropractic, but really they didn't, and they hadn't been trained anywhere. And so, complaining to my horse clients when they would call me out to fix something someone else messed up, I was like, well, I don't know what they did, so I'm not sure what's going on. And so I was like, why don't you find someone that knows what they're doing to adjust your horses? And so one of my trainers I've known for a long time, and she told me, is like, well, why don't you learn how to do it? I was like, well, maybe I will. So then I found the program and Sharon Willoughby and the American Veterinary Chiropractic Association. So that's kind of how I got into that. It was kind of a dare, I think.
Okay. So chiropractic was your first kind of entrance into the rehabilitation side of things?
Yes. So I started with chiropractic first and really didn't know much about it. And then I started going to see a chiropractor and thought, wow, this is great. It's like I could see, and then talking with the chiropractors on theory behind it. And I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And then I found the program with Sharon Willoughby and I went to, she was speaking one year in San Antonio at the American Association of Equine Practitioners. Mm-hmm. And so I went. So I was like that. I actually went up and talked to her, which I don't do, okay, at meetings like that, and don't ask questions in large groups or anything usually, okay? And so I actually went up and talked to her about her program and thought, okay, so then I got online and signed up for it. So I became certified in chiropractic and took the course in 1995 and 96, and became certified in 1997.
Okay, amazing. And then you went on from there to do.
Right. So then it took me a while. That's like working for myself. It takes a little while to get the money to do some of these courses, of course. And so then I took the acupuncture course and became certified in 2008. Mm-hmm. I also left my practice that I had been at originally to start doing more chiropractic on my own. Then I also opened a practice in Houston called Veterinary Chiropractic and Rehab Clinic in 2008. So I haven't really done any general practice since 2008, since we opened there. So
wonderful.
We're celebrating our 19th anniversary this year for being open.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
So as we do there, we do veterinary chiropractic, we do rehab for mixed animals. We've been to the zoo in Houston. I've done a lot of exotics as well, doing these things. Then I became certified in equine rehab from the Animal Rehab Institute in Florida, 2012. 12 or 14, I think. Anyway, I forget the years now on all these things. But that's where I met Becky Tinges. So Becky Tinges was a Masterson Method certified practitioner and instructor. And so talking with her, it's like, we got along really well and sit there. And so I was like, okay, it's like, and I had just bought the book like before I went to this course. Okay. Jim's book, Beyond Horse Massage. And I was kind of like, this is interesting because I'm always looking for something that I can add into the things that I'm doing already and the other modalities and the other techniques. And I'm always looking usually for something a little more like that doesn't cause quite as much exertion on me as I get older. Okay. Because adjusting horses really can take a toll on your body over time.
Yeah.
Plus the techniques they teach you. It's like, I think sometimes people use too much force doing chiropractic. And it's like, most of the time you really don't need that much force. Okay. To do it. And a lot of animals are very reactive. If they're really sore, it's like, and you use that much force to try and adjust something, it's like, they're going to try and readjust you too. Okay. Or if it's a dog, it's like, they're going to bite you. Okay.
Yeah.
If you use that kind of force because they hurt. Okay.
Yeah.
It makes them feel better after the adjustment, but during it, even though it doesn't last long with the force you're applying, it hurts. So some of those are going to react really fast. So learning more techniques that are lighter touch techniques, okay, and easier on the body. Plus, I feel like I've learned other different kinds of massage techniques and that kind of thing. Because if you don't, and knowing from experience on myself, it's like when you have those tight muscles too, it's like if you don't do something to address the muscle issues and the muscle tightness and tension, then your adjustment doesn't really hold very well.
Yes.
Okay. And I find that with the animals too. So if you do some massage techniques or something first to help relax the muscles, then the adjustment holds better. Plus the animal likes it better too. So I had Becky at one point, it's like was in Houston, it was in Texas. She was in Austin actually, which isn't that close, but compared to Wisconsin and other places, it's pretty close. So I had her come to Houston and spent 3 or 4 days with me. I think that was back in 2000. I think that was 2018, 17, 18. And had her come and we went out and worked on horses. Had a day where I was going out to different barns and working on different horses. So I'd have her work on the horse first and show me how she does things. So it was like that. So I was watching and I was like, man, those horses are really getting into it too. And they were like licking and chewing and really getting relaxed and really enjoying it. So I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I would work on the horse after to see what I had to adjust. And it's like, oh, this is great. It's like, oh, I have to adjust the pole. I have to adjust the pelvis and not much else. Okay. I was like, this is nice. Okay. So I really enjoyed that. And I thought, that's kind of neat. And so then I had her showing me some of the techniques and how to do them. And then I took her in the exam with me working on dogs. And she's like, well, I really don't work on dogs. I said, yeah, but it would work on dogs, wouldn't it? She's like, sure. She goes, yeah, I'm sure it would. I was like, okay. So I was like, how would I do this technique on a dog? Translating what she had done with the horses onto the dogs. And so I started doing that with the dogs. And it was like, man, it's like, yeah, same thing. It's like, okay. It's like, I only have to adjust a few things if I do this, okay, with them. And then I get to a certain point with them and it's like, those dogs are sleeping. I mean, especially the new ones, it's like, they're like, at some point, I'm always telling the owners like, okay, at some point here, they're going to have to lay down. I said, and some owners kind of plop down too. So, because some owners get scared when that happens.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
I always find it so incredible how much change can come from really light techniques when it feels like we're doing so little and then there can be such profound change. Yeah. Right. So you have done, like, you've learned so many different things. So you have so many things in your toolbox with which to help dogs and horses. What is it about the Masterson method that stands out to you compared to other approaches?
I think it's because of the light touch. It's like, it's the light touch. So it requires less muscle for me. Okay. And less work for me. So I kind of like that, especially as I get older and especially with the horses, but the dogs are amazing with it. It's like they love it. And the reactions that you get. Plus, I always have to warn owners, it's like, it's going to look like I'm not doing much, but it's a lot. Okay. And if you think about with neurology and the neurology of touch, okay. So like you hit yourself on something and it hurt. What's your first thing you do? You rub it.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. And then it doesn't hurt. Right.
Yes.
And it's a light touch where you're rubbing it. You're not doing it very hard because there's more sensors, there's more receptors to light touch than there are to deep touch or pain. Plus the nerve fibers they go on and have myelin sheath. It's like they travel faster to the brain.
Yeah.
So it overwhelms the pain receptors. So you're working on that kind of concept with it. Okay. So it's like, it's kind of cool.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, guys, if you are joining us live, it is so good to have you. We're here with Dr. Robin Robinett, and we're talking about Masterson Method and particularly why we should be using it within canine rehabilitation, how it can work with us, how it can help us work with our patients more effectively and efficiently. So if you have any questions for us, please pop them in the comments and we'll answer those questions. We're here live so that we can chat with you. It's so good to see you guys with us. Welcome. So I find it very interesting that the Masterson Method's been around for a really long time, but it's pretty much been within the equine industry. And I feel like the draw into the canine industry has been very slow and very delayed. Why do you think that is?
I think everyone just kind of thinks of it working on horses, but I think most of them talking with other Masterson Method certified practitioners is like most of them have used it on people's on dogs too. Jim, when he goes to the barns, when he goes to the barns, it's like the people will go, "Hey, can you work on my dog too? It's having a problem," you know. Yeah. But yes, but now he did the book. So now people recognize it that way. It's like they don't really think about it. They don't really think about it until you put it in writing, I think. You know?
Official.
Right. And make it a little more official, but also put it out there so people realize it's like, oh, you can use this on other animals too. I use it sometimes on myself. Okay. You know, when your neck gets tight, when your neck gets tight, it's like I'll just go down and do that. It's like you feel where it's tight. If you barely touch and you feel the muscle tense up underneath you, it's like just hold there for a minute. It's like you can kind of just feel your finger going into the muscle and sinking in after a few minutes, you know, or a few minutes. It's like a few seconds, really. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like when you get that tension, it's like just do a little of that on yourself as well. Mm-hmm. It's kind of amazing.
So tell us a little bit more about the book. When was that published, and kind of what is in it, and what can we expect if we put it on our shelves?
So the book, it's like, here's the book. It's like,
yeah, show us.
So the book came about after I became certified in the horse technique. Okay. And Jim came to Houston. Becky introduced Jim and I and said, hey, it's like, because Jim was thinking about writing a book on dogs, but he's like, I need someone else to help me do it that does more with dogs. And so my friend Becky's like, oh, you need to talk to Robin then. Okay. And so he came here in 2020. He was so glad to get out of the house for COVID for a little while and came to visit. And he did my certification exam here in Houston for me. And then we brainstormed, got together the rest of the week and spent time brainstorming on writing a book on the dogs. And he came to my clinic and I had him come in the exam room with me when I was working on my patients and showing him how I do an adjustment, because I incorporate this into what I do. And so he was like, okay. And so that's kind of how that became a thing. Okay. So with the book, it's like Jim did most of the part on how to do the techniques, because it's like, he's so good at explaining how you put your hands and how you're going to sit and how to do all that. He has all that experience on being able to explain that, I was like,
Mm,
because we'd sit there on Fridays, we'd do Zoom meetings on the writing the book during COVID is what we did because I was off on
okay.
Friday. So we did Zoom meetings, writing the book. He'd go, okay, so he says, how do you do this? How do you do this technique on a dog then? And so I would get on the floor with my computer camera with my dog because I was like, I can't explain it. I can show you how I do things, but me
Yeah,
trying to put it into words on you
yeah.
put your hands here, you sit this way. That was difficult for me. So I would show him how you do it and he would describe it.
Okay, okay. I like that. He had the language and you
Yeah,
needed to
yeah,
you knew how to apply it. I love that.
right. So that
Yeah.
was so it was really a fun collaboration though on doing
Yeah.
all that. And then
So is is there a canine certification available yet?
they are just now starting that. Okay.
Okay.
We're just now starting it, and right now it's only open for people that are already certified in
Okay.
the equine technique. But
Okay.
it's
Okay.
getting ready to become available for everyone else. Okay.
Okay. So eventually it'll be a standalone thing that you could
Eventually,
do.
it will be a standalone course, and people can become certified in that, just like the equine program.
Okay.
Okay.
I love that.
So
All
yeah,
right.
so it's kind of exciting. Right now, we started last year. Started last year doing Zoom classes for the first couple of techniques in the book. So it has the techniques are described really well on how to do them. Then
Mm-hmm.
there's photographs in the book on it, but then there's QR codes also that link to some videos that we've done that are on the Masterson Method website too. That you only get if you go through the QR code from the book. Okay. There
That's
are some
really
techniques. There are some techniques already, freebie techniques on the Masterson website you can look at as well to give you an
I love that.
idea.
We have a question from Charlie, so I'm going to pop that up. Charlie, it's so good to have you. Hi. Are there particular techniques or areas of focus that I should look at for a working pointer?
Oh, okay. So the first technique is using the bladder
Mm,
meridian. Okay. Where you scan going down the bladder meridian. So with that technique though, it's like, because that's kind of what we use when we're doing chiropractic. We're going to be adjusting along the spine, along the bladder meridian. So I kind of use that as my diagnostic tool. So I
mm,
start out with that where I go down to see where they're holding tension and and for me, for chiropractic, on where I'm going to have to adjust them.
mm.
Okay. But for anyone else, it's like that's a good place to start to show you what's going on with your dog and where they have the most tension. So
Mm.
I'd start with that all the time. Then go
Okay.
down, it's like with a pointer, it's like actually pretty much any dogs. It's like you're going to have neck issues. You're going to have some neck issues. You're going to have stuff going on in the mid back, and you're going to have
Mm,
stuff with the sacrum and pelvis. Okay.
mm.
So,
Yeah, I'm
so
also thinking about that pelvis and the sacrum and the tail. Yeah.
Right. So yes. But start with the bladder technique and then go from there. Okay.
Okay. So I would love to hear from our listeners if you want to learn how to do the bladder technique, how to use that technique. We're Masterson Method is sharing a resource with us on how to do that. So if you want that resource, comment bladder. It's not quite ready, but we're going to get it to you as soon as it is. And then if you comment bladder, then I know everyone's interested and we can get that to you. And then otherwise, it's a pleasure, Charlie. And then otherwise, you show and demonstrate that in the webinar, don't you, Robin?
Yes. Yes. And in the webinar we do demonstrations, video demonstrations of some of the techniques in there. It's not all the techniques, of course, but
Okay.
definitely kind of the highlights.
Yeah, what I really loved about the webinar is that it was quite it was very practical. Like you're going to walk away and you're going to have some stuff you want to try immediately. Mish watched it and she said she just had to get down on the floor with her dog and try it as she was
Right.
watching. So I think that's really what I took away from it is very practical. You're going to want to try the stuff immediately. Tell us a little bit more about the
And then
webinar.
So
Robin,
then
because that's free to everyone. I'm going to share the link with you guys now.
Also though, it's like most of my clients, of course, have bought my book and have me autograph it for them. So when I'm working on their dogs though, I'll tell them where they need to work. So when I do my reports, I will tell them what techniques in the book, and I'll put what page number of the techniques that they need to do on their dog for homework.
I love that.
Okay.
That is really useful.
Because it's something they can do at home. The one problem most people do have is teaching them to lighten their touch. Everyone uses a little too heavy a touch to start. And it's like, no, just think you're barely putting your hand on the dog. Okay. So that's the biggest issue I see with them.
Okay, super. So guys, if you are here live with us and you have not yet watched our birthday webinar with Dr. Robin and Jim Masterson, they presented together. If you haven't watched that yet, it is completely free. You can register right now and you can go watch it right now. But it is only available for the month of February because it is our birthday. We are turning 9 years old this year, so we're 10 years behind your practice, Robin. That's really cool. I'm posting the link for you guys now, and then you can hop on and go and register for that. It's really good, and you're going to get access to 2 webinars, to a canine webinar and to an equine webinar. So whether you are, either practitioner, I recommend you watch both. If you're just treating one or the other, watch both webinars because the techniques can be extrapolated across species, and it is very interesting, very useful, and very inspiring. So highly recommend. We have some questions here. Can the Masterson method help with a dog that has separation anxiety? That is a good question.
It can help with anxiety to a point. Okay. It's kind of like acupuncture too. Both things actually can help with anxiety though. And it's like getting rid of some of the tension that is created with an anxious dog. It's like those anxious dogs are always very uptight. It also goes along, being uptight also goes along with muscle tension as well. And then some of those dogs might have some physical issues going on too that adds to that separation anxiety. And they want their owners to be close by if they have some kind of physical issues going on. So yes, it can help. It's not going to take care of it totally though.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I love that. And then Jill is asking, she's saying that's me on horses. I've been trying to get better about the lighter touch. So I think all of us struggle with that.
Right.
It's hard. Do you have some tips for how we can, because a lot of us as rehabilitation therapists, we do use more intentional touch, deeper touch, deeper palpation, deeper techniques. How do we what do you have some advice for how we can shift that?
Usually when I teach the course, it's like it'll show you in the book using egg yolk touch. It's like break an egg in a bowl, okay, without breaking the yolk when you open it, right? And it's like play with the yolk. See how much pressure it really takes to break it, though. Because it's like get used to doing things like that. It's kind of like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And it's kind of fun. Then you can use it as a scrambled egg later, though. Okay, but yeah,
actually go in and play with the egg. Yes.
So
do some weird things,
and then check out pressures on yourself as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the lighter the touch. I know the chiropractors when the vets take the chiropractic course, it's like the chiropractors all talk about, when we used to have phone books. Okay. On putting a penny and how many pages where you could still feel the penny. Okay. It's like, it's kind of an interesting technique, but yeah, something with light pages like that, like maybe a magazine, like one of those light paper type magazines or something, something that where you can kind of feel and see how many pages you can feel through. Okay. So I've had joking, but it's like, no, you really can do that.
You can do that. I've been playing with slime because I have 2 small kids and we got some slime, and it's full of stuff, full of like beads and charms and crazy trinkets. And I'll just sit and play with it in my hand and see how light touch I can use to feel the random things inside and then pull them out. And that's been fun to try and hone my own palpation skills.
Mm-hmm.
Good or bad, I don't know. It's slime.
Right. I know. Yeah, just working on your palpation skills and plus when you palpate too though, it's like your palpation skills, it's like are better the lighter your touch are, because if you do too heavy a touch when you're palpating something, you deaden the sensors and the receptors in your fingers.
We have a question from Margie. I'm going to pull that up. Have you compared it to Tuina? I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. Is it always more intentional touch? Not that some techniques in Tuina aren't soft, or do you ever dredge a channel? Do you know how to answer that?
The Tuina, of course, I have not taken. It's one of those that was always on my list of things to do, but then there were always something else going on where I didn't have time to take that. The thing with the Masterson method is extremely light touch. I'm really not thinking. It's like we don't teach totally that where the meridians and the acupressure points are. Okay. I'm also with Masterson method. The difference also is I'm not trying to go feel where the muscles are tight or anything. I'm going down over little areas of the body and I'm watching for their reaction to what I'm doing. So I'm working with the dog on where I need to work. So that's kind of the main difference, I think, really. Okay. I think there's probably some similarities, but I don't know enough about the Tuina. It's like I have bought one of the books on it and read some, but I do not practice Tuina. It's like I tell people, okay. It's like I have a lot of other techniques, but unfortunately that's not one of mine. Hope that answered your question.
So if I understand correctly, let me see if I've got this. But Masterson method isn't, the techniques are not necessarily like highly specific. So we're not like with acupuncture, you want to be very specific about the points and the meridian and where it's running, right? So the bladder meridian has a very specific space that you're following. Whereas with the Masterson method, it's less specific, more intuitive, more following the direction and the feel that the patient is giving you.
Correct.
Is that,
yes.
Yeah, okay.
You're working with the patient and letting them show you where you need to work. So I'm not really thinking about the specific meridians. Bladder meridian is really just one technique we use just to kind of relax, work on our touch, and also relax the patient to start with. Okay. But it also, like I said, gives you an idea where on the back you might have more tension. But you're really just, it's like, so you have one of the main first technique is called SRSR. So it's search for a response, stay for a release. Okay. So you're really just randomly you're going over the dog in a specific area. Like I'm going to check over the neck. So I'm going over the dog with light touch and I'm watching for their response on where I'm touching. So if I get a response, like they kind of look at you like, ooh, like, and you're like, ooh, there's a spot. Okay. Or they start blinking a lot when you're in a certain spot. My French bulldog starts to kind of throw her head back when you get that spot, or her ears go back. Okay. So a lot of the big dogs I work on, it's like they're all excited when they come in. It's like they're panting a lot. It's like when I hit the spot with attention, it's like they quit panting. And and it's like they might look a little worried. Okay. If it's a border collie and their necks get tight, it's like, and you hit the spot, it's like they roll over and act like they want the tummy rub because they like to. It's like they're like, oh, that's gonna hurt. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna do something cute, so they'll leave that spot alone. Okay. Or they start fidgeting when you hit the spot where they have that tension. It's like they'll fidget and try to get away from you, and that's when you need to stay there though. Then If they start showing those reactions, it's like, it was like, you may let up and even put lighter pressure over that area, but stay there. So
Yeah.
if you stay there, it's like they might start fidgeting even more, but just stay. And then they're going to have a big release. So they're going to yawn, they're going to really blink a lot, or they're going to lick and chew. It's like, I get some, it's like my Frenchie, she gives me a big yawn and then she passes out. Okay. So it's also very different working on the dogs compared to the horses. Because with the horse, it's like you can pretty much go through the whole body at one session. With the dogs, it's like you're going to hit a point where they're like, they have a really big release, they yawn, they lay down, they're going to go to sleep. And you're not, or they're going to go move. They probably are going to move away from you on the couch or wherever you're doing this. Okay. They're going to go move away from you and they don't want you to mess with them again because they want to go to sleep now. So sometimes with the dogs, you're not going to make it through the whole body doing this. Okay.
Okay.
So it's really very interesting.
So I really get that feeling of you're opening a channel of communication and you are being led by the dog all the time. And I love that because I think we don't, I see this kind of discrepancy very often between, we say that we are doing that we are giving our patients choices, we are giving them, like, we're listening to their responses, and then you'll watch that same person work and they are doing to the dog and overriding their signals. They're not necessarily being harsh but there isn't an open line of communication. And I think that is just incredibly valuable if we can bring that into our work as rehabilitation therapists. So I'm very excited about this. I'm really excited about collaborating with Masterson Method for our birthday, because I do believe that more canine practitioners need to bring these techniques into their work. It's so easy. They're so easy to use. They're so easy to learn. They're so easy to implement in just little bits that I really hope everyone listening tries it. If you've never tried it before, go watch the webinar and give it a try. And then we will keep our eyes open for when the certification becomes available. And I think we should share the link to the book as well. Robin, where is that available? Is it on the Masterson website? On Amazon? Anywhere?
Yeah, it's on there. It's on the Masterson Method website. It's on Amazon or anywhere else you buy books.
Okay, super. Yeah. Go look for that. Beyond Dog Massage. Yes.
We sell it. We sell it through our clinic as well. Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Go look for it. You guys are going to love it. I think it's going to be a fantastic resource in your practices. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. We will come back and answer them again. Robin, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really great having you.
It was fun. Thank you.
Bye, guys.